Hello, City Skylines fans. I'm SocksWayUp, and welcome back to another episode of Lake Sockside. Today is episode number 22. We're expanding a lot more. We're going to kick it off here with just a lot of roads and a road layout prior to getting more people moving in. We also, spoiler at the end of this episode, figure out why the city isn't growing. I don't know if anyone's kind of noticed and just staring at the population. It's been pretty stagnant. So we get it up to 50,000 by the end of this. So we're going to try a little bit something different here in this episode. I'm going to let you enjoy the time lapse, and we'll be back in the next segment to introduce what we are working on. At this point of the build, I wanted to take a step back and take a visual of what we were building. It felt like it was missing something. So we go to this little pond area. We create a large river cutting through the farm industry, through the new neighborhood that we're building. I think it ends up turning out pretty sweet. To be honest with you, it's the first time I've made this large of a custom river inside City Skylines. I think it turned out all right. Anybody has any tips of what I could have done differently, let me know. I probably could have decorated it with a little bit more rocks or foliage. We're not done with all of these areas, but the neighborhood ends up coming out pretty nice in my opinion. I like the way it worked out. Again, let me know what you think about this river. Was it a good addition? Should we have left it alone? I felt the area was a little dull and a little repetitive from the other area, so I wanted to bring something to the city that made it stand out a little different than the rest of these subdivisions. Have you ever downloaded assets from the workshop years ago and just never used them? That's what happened with these River Park shopping center assets. I knew I wanted to use them, just didn't know where. I think I used them on stream when I was streaming on Twitch back in the day, but we got a good area here that I thought was perfect for it. We made a large parking lot, and then we started laying down the buildings just to get the scale right. Realized that this parking lot was way too large. I love these assets. The creator, Cristolisto, I think that's how you say it. I apologize if I butchered that. Great assets. I love it for this type of city that we're building. It fits perfect. Yeah, let me know what you think. All right, let's jump into a little live play to close out this episode. Here's a little office complex that I built off camera. Thought I would just show it in this so you can kind of see all the things that I'm building that I'm not showing in the videos. Again, this River Park shopping center turned out amazing. This is another little shopping area with an O'Reilly Auto Parts that we built off camera as well. I mentioned earlier the population issue. That's what those cemeteries are doing there. They might not stay there long term. I can't remember if we built this recently or if that was in a previous episode. I think this area was already here. They're all blending together at this point. But yeah, I think this river, I really love the way it turned out. I think it added a nice dimension to the city that wasn't there before or without it. It adds some character. I could have done a little better with some of the house placement. I might fix some of that along the river. We'll see. There's this little area here. Needs a little bit of more trees just to kind of finish it off to remind me I'm not putting any buildings right there. But yeah, it's pretty sweet. Here's some of the farmland that we did update during this build. I'm slowly adding the rest of this area in, and I want to kind of show the progress as we go. Don't want to keep showing all this repetitive stuff, trying to make these videos as unique as possible, at least something to them. But yeah, there were some problems that we had with the population. I'm going to show you what happened in the statistics. We were from, let's see, we jumped up to about 43,000. Now we're up to 49, just about 50 right now. But it dropped way down to about 36,000, and then we get to 36,000. Death care was the issue. It was not a death wave. As you can see here, the patterns are pretty consistent still. There was a little bit of a drop there, but it wasn't really a death wave. It was me not having enough options for people to get picked up that were dead at buildings. We got all that fixed. City's growing. We're finally at 50,000. I was confused why it wasn't growing, but I'm SocksWayUp. I'll catch you on the next episode.